how's it going? I'm Marlena. Thanks for wandering by. So I'm taking a pause from my deck collection and declutter series to talk about these two decks. So if you watched my last video, I was, going through my deck collection, and I hit upon the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. And as I was going through it, I realized that it had some similarities to this deck. One of my favorite decks, one of my top shelf, like not even top shelf, like this deck lives on my nightstand in a deck family with the Odyssean Tarot and the Mary Magdalene Mystique of Magdalene Oracle. So I realized that this deck reminded me of this one. And it also made me think about a conversation that I was having with a friend about the way that, decks are, tarot decks and oracle decks and things are being marketed or presented to us. And if they are doing the thing, like if they're doing what they're purporting to be doing, or if it's just, a tarot deck with like a goddess of love or intuitive night goddess, like little coat on, and then they take off their coat and it's like, just kidding, I'm a tarot deck. But I mean, they're tarot. I think what I want to do, and this is all in just like research, investigation, and kind of fun, and just me like going through the decks. It's not in any way, shape, or form like me trying to say anything bad about, about the creators or anything like that. Like both of these decks are valuable in their own way, and people love them. Like I'm in love with this deck, and I know that a lot of folks love it, and this deck is very well loved around the community. So in any case, I think I just want to like look at the cards with you and like investigate similarities and differences, and like talk about if the decks are doing what they say they're doing. Like, are they living up to their title and like what it's saying on the box? So let's just look at the Intuitive Night Goddess. So I have the cards out. So this is just the box. So standard size tarot box. And on the back it says, connect to intuition, delve into nature, cross the hidden veil, embrace the universe, unfold your myth. Okay, well, that's bold. Those are some bold, I mean, it's not, sorry, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. It's not saying, like, it's not a big, long paragraph or anything, but it's making some bold claims there. I don't know, I mean, like, it's not that the tarot can't do things like that, because I think it definitely can. So, all right, so that's the Intuitive Night Goddess. And then the Goddess of Love Tarot says, it's a book and deck for embodying the erotic divine feminine. Now, I've worked with this deck a lot more than I've worked with the Intuitive Night Goddess, and so I'm already biased because I've been working with it. And also, I don't know that I'm using this deck for for the purpose that it's claiming to be for. So like, it's not for embodying the erotic divine feminine. I mean, kind of. I'm using this deck in connection with my work with Mary Magdalene. And while I do think that the erotic divine feminine is in that practice, it's really, I mean, it's very simply about me just trying to get grounded and into my body. Like I have a tendency to be floaty a lot, and in my headspace and outside of my physical body, like I honestly, I'm just not in it a lot. I'm thinking in my brain a lot. And so Mary Magdalene is what I call upon, or something that I've been working with to kind of ground and center and get back into my body and into the present and into the moment, instead of floating out in the clouds and the daydreams in my mind. So, all right, so let's see so the Goddess of Love Tarot is saying it's doing that. Let's read the back real quick. Whether you are new to tarot or a longtime enthusiast, this Radiant 78 card deck and companion book are for anyone who wants to empower themselves through a deeper relationship with the goddess of love and sex in all her manifestations. So I don't think that that's that bold of a claim, because it's for anyone. And I think this is a relatively beginner-friendly deck. I don't know that it's completely embodies the erotic divine feminine, though. With Gabriella Herstick. So Gabriella Herstick is the creator of this deck, and then the artist it's illustrated by Julia Popescu, Snakes for Hair. So I haven't read a lot of Gabby Herstick's books. I know that they are in this genre, and I don't really know Julia Popescu's artwork other than this particular deck. So I know that there's definitely a infusing of the creator, the creator's vision. I mean, that's what this is. Like, it's an infusing of the creator's vision into the deck. So that's definitely there. And Gabriella Herstick's Instagram is sexy, and she's really out there. It's really cool. I've listened to her podcast, and I like her whole everything. Like, I like what she's putting out there in the world. So naturally this deck, is attractive to me, but I didn't look her up until after I already had this deck. So it was like not like found her, not like I was a fan of hers, so I got her deck. It was I found this deck and then I discovered her. Okay, so with Gabriella Herstick as your guide into the mysteries of the divine erotic, learn specific tarot spreads to assist in connecting to the energy of love and lust, as well as how to work with the cards to create rituals, prayers, and devotional offerings to Goddess and yourself. Through this deck and the Goddess of Love, come back to the body, the flesh, and the heart as your temple and most sacred source of power. Okay, so this piece of through this deck, come back to the body, the flesh, and the heart. I'm not sure if I'm coming to it as my temple or my most sacred source of power, but I'm definitely using this deck to come back to the body. So that is my purpose for it. So I guess I am, in a sense, doing what it was created for. Different guidebooks, and I'm not going to do too much of a comparison of guidebooks. So the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot Companion Guide, Lindsay Silverman, Eye of Astro. So I don't know anything about the creators. And I know very little about Gabriella Herstick. I've scrolled through her Instagram for a little bit, and I listened to 1.5 podcasts maybe. Intuitive Night Goddess Companion. So there's not a whole lot in here beyond just the description of the cards and keywords. It's just a little black book in this case. Connecting with your deck. Oh, there's a couple of spreads. Yeah, there's a couple of spreads. I confess I haven't used this deck very much. Card symbolism, clearing, protect your magic. Okay, so it's a very typical guidebook. The Goddess of Love Tarot has it has the astrological correspondence for each of the cards. Not on the cards, but it has it in the guidebook. So, I'm a fan of astrological correspondences, and I like, revisiting the decans. But I don't think that I've paid that much attention to the astrology when using this deck. I don't think so. It's hard to say because I use this deck in combination with 2 other decks. So it's not like I really haven't just been working with it on its own. So, anyway, this guidebook, when I have pulled it out, which has been a little bit, I've enjoyed the write-ups. I especially like the journal question. I think I've used those journal questions to pull further cards. So, okay, so now that we've done that and I've talked about it, like I'm still just, I don't know if it's, you know, like I'm not saying anything is good or bad or right or wrong. I'm just sort of like thinking about it, and that's what I want to do with you. So I hope that that's what's coming across in this video, that I'm not like trying to, you know, say anything like super negative. I just kind of want to figure out what I'm doing. And when I realized later that this deck, the Intuitive Night Goddess, is very similar to this one, I wondered if maybe I should try to keep it in my collection and work with it, or if they're too much in direct competition with each other. All right, so let's look at the card. The Fool card with it, which is renamed in both decks. So Potential and the Void. So I feel like the Intuitive Night Goddess, what did it say it was doing? It said it was connecting to intuition, delving into nature, cross the hidden veil, embrace the universe, unfold your myth. Okay. This is definitely nodding much more to Waite Smith. And I feel like on occasion, I feel kind of thothy vibes from here, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I like both of these Fool cards a lot. So, all right, here's something that the Goddess of Love Tarot does that the Intuitive Night Goddess doesn't. And I think that's one of the things that people tend to look for, one or the other, in that in the Goddess of Love Tarot, each of the majors is named after a particular goddess. And so like when you go into the guidebook and you look at the Enchantress, if I can just get to it, the Enchantress is the Magician. So renamed, so it says the Magician, key 1, renamed the Enchantress, Goddess Kurukula, which is a goddess I'm not familiar with, and the planetary correspondence. So in the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, the Witch is not, where are we? The Witch, traditionally the Magician. So it tells you that this is traditionally the Magician. The goddess stands upon a luscious altar of flowers. So it's not any particular goddess. However, I feel like you can bring in the energy of that goddess if you know that goddess, or you can let it lie. This is different, but we have our tools. Well, I mean, I guess maybe both of these are kind of nodding to Waite Smith Magician cards in a sense. The High Priestess. So we have, for me, that's clearly recognizable as Isis. And I think that's one of the things that I struggle with this particular deck, the Intuitive Night Goddess, is that I feel like I'm looking for a particular goddess in this image, because I'm like, who is that? Is that somebody? And then the High Priestess has antlers here. That throws me off a little bit. Just a little bit. Both beautiful. Like the imagery is really beautiful. I wonder if I want to work with these decks together. That's what I'm thinking I might want to do. So here's the Empress, still the Empress, and we have, you know, our Venus Aphrodite energy here, which I like. And over here, this seems much more like Mother Earth, Gaia kind of vibes to me. See, that's the thing. Like I keep wanting to give it a goddess name. The Sovereign and the Monarch. Interesting. See, like this gives me, because I think of the Emperor as being the person in the hot seat, and it's very red to me. Having the Tiger here, this makes me feel like, this kind of confuses me and makes me think of like strength. And then with all these monarch butterflies here, it's a little bit, I don't know, I'm not sure of it. This gives me kind of thothy vibes. Did I read? I don't know if I read enough of the guidebook of the Goddess of Love that it has any Thoth influence. Maybe it does. So here's the mystic and the, I don't know how to say that, Hierodule for the Hierophant. I'm getting Hierophant vibes here. This feels like it's so watery. This is very watery for the Hierophant for me, because the Hierophant is Taurus. The Hierophant is very much Taurus to me, so this feels odd to me, like for the way that I read Hierophant energy. I mean, the keys are there. It just doesn't, this reads more Hierophant to me. I would have to like get into the guidebook, I think, to kind of understand that one. The Lovers. So interestingly, so this is interesting because I'm kind of reading lust a little bit here with the many-headed beast. But this is the Lovers card. Interesting. Who is it? Is it Shakti? Is that who it is? I'm not very good with the Hindu pantheon, so pardon me. No, it's Babylon. Babylon. Oh, okay. That's why the many-headed beast. Duh. Babylon. So that's an interesting choice for the Lovers. And I'm not sure that I've pulled this card for myself. And that's funny because it's my Gemini card. And then the Wayfarer is the one in the Intuitive Night Goddess. And I think there's this one, I think, nods more to like the choice and the more like traditional Marseille. Lovers, this is interesting. I would have to spend some time with both of these cards to kind of wrap my brain around it. Okay, I should probably go a little bit faster. So here we have the Chariots, which feels like Chariot vibes. And here we have Freedom, which I really enjoy as a keyword for, or a change of name for the Chariot. But I don't know what's happening here. There's like all these animals. Are they reined? Oh, my eyes. I kind of can't tell what's going on. I don't know if that reads Chariot for me. This does. Okay, Lust. So here we have Lust at 8 and Strength at 8. Okay, but it's called Lust. All right, interesting. So this, I'm definitely feeling Lust, but it's confusing because of Babylon being on the Lovers card. That is a bit confusing for me. And then this does not really read Strength to me. I don't know. And this feels more like, rather than like goddess, it feels more like angel energy for some reason, or like ancestor energy. Just because that's like a vintage, it feels like a vintage 1920s photograph that's been colored. I don't know. All right. The Hermit, introspection. I guess these both read Hermit, like, because she's at the top of the mountain and we've got the lantern. Oh, and this is Demeter, which I think is an interesting choice for the Hermit. If you know the Demeter and Persephone myth. Wheel of Fortune, Chance. So this feels like Wheel of Fortune to me. I am so used to like Wheel of Fortune being a card, even in the most new and innovative decks, having the wheel on it, or the fates, that it's weird when I see just a figure. And what's going on here? Is this like a scarf sort of snake situation? I'm not sure what this orb of light is all about. But it's like shadow and light and like kind of, I don't know, there's something going on here with like polarities, which doesn't feel like the Wheel of Fortune to me. That feels more like Temperance. Interesting. And this does also feel like more like a world card than the Wheel of Fortune. And I heard Thea pointed that out when she was going through this deck. So that stuck in my head. Thea Garden Goddess Tarot, if you don't happen to know who she is. Okay, and then for Justice, I don't mind Justice being called balance. That's cool with me. And then here we have, yeah, I mean, you know, we've got scales. This is a Justice card. Fine. This is the rape of Proserpina is actually what this statue is called. That's the Roman name for Persephone. Proserpina? Yeah. Isn't that a cool name? I love them both. Persephone, Proserpina. But this is the statue. I can't remember the name of the artist now, but it's a famous statue of the rape of and the kidnap and rape of Persephone, Proserpina. And it's Hades' hands pulling her into the underworld. So that's the Justice card. Yeah, I don't think I've pulled, it's funny because like I've worked with this deck, but there's some cards that I just haven't pulled for myself yet. So I haven't really thought deeply about them. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. And we have like this yellow flower situation going on in both of them. All right, the Hanged One, meditation. I need my Hanged One to be hanging. And it's elemental water for me. So I like to see this whole water situation going on here. I don't need to connect with the goddess energy necessarily there. But I definitely read the Hanged One more as sacrifice and like a martyrdom, or even like a salvation kind of thing. And maybe that's more because I read it, I don't know if that's like Thoth influence or just the way that, you know, things have turned out. I don't necessarily read the Hanged One as meditation. Meditation for me is the Hermit card, not the Hanged One. So, I mean, and like my tarot associations are always subject to change over time. They have from day to day. So this is just how I'm feeling right now. So here's the Death card. We have Kali, and then we have, this is both great Death cards. Totally into it, love both of them. I think it's the minors where things get a little bit more tripped up for me. So Temperance, I know that this is Mary Magdalene, so I love this card. This Temperance, let me see. So are they mixing? Are the streams going into one another here? If not, like why not? Is it underneath, above? What's happening? I can't figure it out. I'm not so sure about that one. The Devil, reclamation. I like that word for the Devil because I definitely read the Devil as kind of a reclamation, like a reclaiming of, you know, those things that are taboo and seen as, you know, bad. That's one of the ways in which I like to read the Devil. I guess these both work for me as Devil cards. Sure. Okay. Oh yeah, I like the hooves here too because Devil is Capricorn. So I'll take it. The Tower, revolution. Interesting. Revolution. So I'm not sure how I feel about the Tower being called revolution, because revolution and this image kind of suggest it's the moment before you, well, I guess the Tower, traditionally is the lightning striking and things, the moment of the cataclysm. So it's the lightning striking and or the mouth opening, and the things, you know, we don't see it completely fall apart to dust and ashes. But this feels more, I don't know, revolution for me is much more tied to like like group and community and like a revolution. It's more like political country, like it's more about like groups of people, whereas for me the Tower is feels very individual, feels like a very much like a solo type of archetype, that it's like something about the one individual, like the ego, and so revolution feels like that's more like a group coming together to bring things down. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. And then this Tower, I feel like, well, I definitely don't recognize the goddess. That's definitely a phallic image, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sold like really on either of these. The Star. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like both. The Star, you know, and having the bird here, I like too. The Moon. Okay, I just can't with this Moon card. Like, there's something about this image where the face feels all wrong. So I much prefer, and this is, why can't I think of the name of the goddess right now? Hathor? The Sun. Yes. Yeah, I like the Sun. I don't know about the animal choices sometimes on these cards. This feels like the Sun too. So it's, yeah, they're both Sun. And here comes the Sun, giving me some light again. All right, Awakening. I love Awakening for the Judgment as a renaming for Judgment. I'm not sure what I'm feeling here though for Awakening. It just feels like a portrait. Whereas like this is, I know we got something going on here with like the, you know, the core, the center, the vagina. Like there's definitely sexual energy going on in here. I'm not sure that I've really felt like the erotic divine is coming out in this imagery, except for that one, or the void and that one. Well, there, you know, we had a phallus here, but that's not divine feminine. So, all right, the world and the universe. See, like, I feel like what happens with this one is it falls back on this like portraiture kind of imagery. And this is trying to do something, and I'm not sure that it hits the mark every single time with what it's like attempting to do for me personally. Okay, all right, now we're gonna do the minors. Maybe we'll go a little bit faster. Totally sold on both of these as the Ace of Wands, for sure. And I like the roses throughout, so I'm okay. It doesn't feel too earthy to me. Red works for wands. So Two of Wands. Okay, this is very cosmic. So there's a lot more cosmic energy, although sometimes here there's some cosmic energy. I like these both as Two of Wands. I can definitely work with them. Three of Wands. I love a triangle for the Three of Wands. I, on occasion, sometimes hit, you know, numerologically and elementally, especially if it's looking kind of pippish. We've got a little bit of like some portal energy going on here. I'm not sure about this figure, but I could work with both of these, although I prefer this. Four of Wands. I talked about this Four of Wands. This hand, this is very, what's the movie, Carrie? You guys know that Stephen King movie, the original, with the hand coming out of the grave at the very end? That's what this feels like to me. This feels Four of Wands to me. I'm not sure that this really like resonates in terms of like the astrology, the Decan energy though, but I don't think I've paid much attention to that. So Five of Wands, I prefer having more people or animals or whatever on the Five of Wands. I like to see that like strife and conflict energy in my Five of Wands. So I don't know that either one of them is living up to it, but I'm kind of just like approaching this from just like a straight tarot perspective, and I kind of keep losing sight of like the intuitive knight. Like, am I really? I mean, I guess I really am trying to use my intuition, but I'm not sure if the like intuitive knight energy is there, or the erotic, divine feminine is always present here for me. I think I'm just like reading tarot. And I think that's what my friend and I were talking about, is that like, is it, what is it? Like, is that layer there, or are we trying too hard with that? Six of Wands, well, that definitely feels, now that I say that, that definitely feels like erotic divine. I kind of wish that this had less people and was more pippy. I like a lot of the whole headless thing, and lots of fire energy in Wands works for me. Seven of Wands. Yeah, I guess I didn't say this before, but these wands read like swords to me rather than wands, because they feel like lightsabers, and that's for me a sword. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. I like what this is doing. This feels just like Waite Smith, and I feel like that's something that I'm not sure about with the intuitive night goddess, because it's like, are we doing like a clone thing, or are we doing something different? And I want it to do one or the other consistently, instead of like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Whereas here, I feel like the goddess of love just does what it wants to do the whole time. Like having volcano energy for this for me works as an Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. I'm not sure if either of these work for me as a Nine of Wands. She looks way too serene to be in the Nine of Wands. And what is happening? It's interesting to put like dancing figures in the Nine of Wands. Let me just, bear with me. You guys, this is going to be long, I guess. So Nine of Wands is Moon in Sagittarius. Right, so strength is the Thoth title. Sometimes being inflamed with desire can cause your vision, hang on. Sometimes being inflamed with desire can cause your vision to become distorted. Consider separating yourself from your situation because you are too fired up and in your head to see clearly. In any sort of relationship, so it's like talking about relationships. So in any sort of relationship, whether with a partner or with the goddess herself, sorry, I need to pull it closer to my face. Perspective is required. It can be incredibly difficult to get out of a rut, but if you choose to engage with your true will, that feels very Sagittarius to me, your true will, in a fresh way to break old patterns and trust in your heart, you can unlock new vantage points. Allow your lust to guide you, but don't hold on to the outcome too tightly. Okay, what are the questions? Because those are how can I step into a new vantage point to see all the love and support in my life? So I feel like so this is a good example, I think, of this guidebook and how I've used it, is that I kind of let go of traditional tarot meanings, which I think this kind of has in some ways. I mean, like it's pulling upon the Sagittarius a bit, with that true will sort of capitalized here. But I think I kind of let go, and when I'm in the reading and I go to the guidebook for some clarity, I have these other decks, the Oracle, and I have the Odyssean Tarot. So I feel like I just kind of venture out. But like looking at this just as a straight up Nine of Wands, I'm not like entirely sold that it's a Nine of Wands, and the guidebook doesn't really convince me of that either. I feel like this is kind of doing kind of like an oracle thing. It's doing something different. So just for giggles, let's read the Nine of Wands from the intuitive night goddess and see what that has to say. 7, 8, 9. Okay. So our goddess sits upon her plant throne, which is, so this did purport to be delving into nature. So I shouldn't be surprised to see animals and plants throughout and not just in the Pentacles. Surrounded by wands and overgrown nature. She doesn't look satisfied and seems to be here due to a sense of obligation. Interesting. You may be in a place of struggle right now. Take the time to reflect and be with yourself. Be resilient in the face of this crowded feeling. This is a card about boundaries. Think about what you need and want in this life. What can you get rid of to make room for something else? Where can you find more space for yourself? Okay, I'm not gonna read the rest of the whole thing because I didn't for the Goddess of Love. This is really interesting because this reads that reads much more like a Seven of Wands to me. Anyway, interesting, right? 10 of Wands. That feels very Wade Smith. I like this. I like the smoke here going on. There's like fire energy going throughout the wand suit in the Goddess of Love, which I like. Decks have renamed the court cards, and I'm okay with that. I think I like the page energy to be something that seems like a novice or a beginner, or at the beginner at the beginning. So a nymph, okay, and maiden, okay. Like if you're going with the maiden mother crone kind of thing, that, makes sense too. Nymphs have a very youthful energy about them, although I don't know if I think of nymphs in general in that way. I'm not sure, but okay, so nymph of wands, maiden of wands. Yes, like the fire stuff going on and the snake stuff and the roses, I'm on board with the imagery here. I'm not so sure. Like, I feel like maybe this deck is too earthy. Witch of Wands, Warrior. Yeah, that feels right on both accounts, except this is very white. Like white, wand, which reads swords to me, not wands, and then like all the white flowers. But this I dig. Queen of Wands. Yeah, she's got a lot of animals. Okay, I mean, the thing about the courts for me is that a lot of decks give you portraiture for the court cards, and I've been working with that for enough time now that I feel like I can make it work in kind of any deck, although I do like to see a progression through the courts if I'm just looking at that, that suit, but I don't know. And then crone and spirit of wands. Oh, there's a salamander here. See, this is definitely like nodding directly at Wade Smith. I love these images where the head of the person is a flower or something else. And in this case, it's a snake. This feels like bold, crone / king of wands energy, and I like it. I'm still not sure about this one. All right, now we're in the cups. So Ace of Cups, this works for Ace of Cups, both ways. Although I wish that both, I'm missing from both of these the water spilling over. I really do like to see water spilling because this feels like very light energy, and I know we've got like water going on here in the background, but I really like to see like spillage. Oh, there's spillage here, except we've got the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. This does not read Two of Cups for me at all with that. No, it just doesn't. This works. Three of Cups. I love this Three of Cups. I like this one a lot too, but this is like one of the reasons why I would keep this deck. And I just wish that all the other cards were more like this one, that were more pippish. Like, look at these strawberries. Ugh. Are those raspberries? No, strawberries. And the different skin tones on the hands. That's awesome. Okay. Four of Cups. So I think what happens here in the minors is that in the Goddess of Love, it goes more pippy. And I can work with that because then it's more like elemental numerological. And there's like all this like blue rushing kind of water energy here. I like this person laying here. I mean, I could work with this Four of Cups too, but I want it to be more like this. I want them to be more like this. See, like this is gorgeous to me. I love this, the Five of Cups. Just because I would read this in a pippish way. This has got, I like to see the stabbed heart on the Five of Cups rather than the Three of Swords. I think that's cool. But I think this also has a stabbed heart in the Three of Swords. Six of Cups. Oh, this was the one. Okay, so this was the card that I said reminded me of Goddess of Love, but it's not a direct hit. It's not a direct match. But there are other cards that do this. Have we stumbled upon them? This whole oyster pearl situation, mermaids. Yeah, I mean, mermaids in the cups like is right on. That's what we should have is mermaids. This is interesting. These are both interesting cards, and I'm not sure how either works with my interpretation of the Six of Cups. So I would have to work with the guidebook, or I'd have to like really stretch for, and it would have to be in the context of the reading. So Seven of Cups, that's, you know, your Waite Smith. This is mermaid energy again, Venus energy. That's interesting. Seven of Cups is Venus in, no, man, why can't I remember? Venus in Scorpio. Dang it, I wish I could have got that to myself. If you've ever had a crush, then you know the sensation of new relationship energy. Okay, I'm not sure that jives, and I don't want to read the whole thing because I've been here for a while. This is interesting, though. I mean, I could work with it. I love this Eight of Cups. I love this, love this Eight of Cups. This, you know, big ass and the walking away, and it's just all the right vibes for me. And this, oh, that's really interesting that the cups are pouring into each other here. There's all this light energy that's happening. Let me read this again. So cross the hidden veil. Maybe crossing the hidden veil, embracing the universe is all this like lightsaber energy, this like glowy stuff that's going throughout. And I think that part of this deck, that light kind of energy, I do this a lot on camera. Anyway, what's going on there may be doing what it's purporting to do. Nine of Cups, I love it. I like it both. They're both really cool. 10 of Cups, there's a cup on fire in the middle. And we've got some like rainbow cup energy. Rainbow makes sense for the 10. This is beautiful. And I hope these are mermaids, although I can't see their tails. But this feels 10 of Cups. Why is the cup on fire? I haven't like investigated this to kind of think about that. Why is the cup on fire? Oh my goodness. Okay, 10 of Cups. Hang on, let me just... So this is, oh, Mars in Pisces. Okay, maybe that's where the fire is coming from. And the Nine of Cups, if the Nine of Cups means recognizing how the goddess has blessed you, then the 10 of Cups means recognizing how this blessing permeates all of life. The 10s offer a sense of perspective, which the 10 of Cups shares in abundance. The love of the goddess is not only around you, but tangible and obvious within your heart. This is romance spreading through the world as you move through it. This is love on fire. Mars in Pisces. An artistic expression burning down all preconceived notions about what it means to live devoted to the goddess. magic, and the unfolding of the heart. Okay, so for me, I'm not going to spend too much time. Why am I saying that? Because I have been. Okay, I'm spending the time that I want to spend. There you go. So, yes, I like this. This is, so like, as just tarot, coming from the systems that I've learned and melded and merged, the, Waite Smith and the Thoth, like, this is not immediately what I think of when I think of the Ten of Cups. However, I like to, the way that I work with my decks is that if it's giving me something else and I'm not sure what that is about, then I can investigate. Even the Decans wasn't like right at the forefront of my thoughts with this. So, but I really liked that write-up, and it's a cool new perspective. So, I like it. Okay, Maiden of Cups and the Nymph of Cups, both of these work. Both work. Warrior of Cups, Witch of Cups. See, I love these flowers for the faces. And we've got this like snail energy here. So this would be Knight of Cups. Okay, there's a polar bear here, and this is giving me like Valkyrie kind of vibes. And it feels like, obviously there's a polar bear, so it feels like we're very like northern, which, okay, it feels just really snowy for the Knight of Cups. But it's all right. Like, this is very underwater, kingdom vibes. I like it. The quartz I think are easy for me to stretch further out on. Queen of Cups. Yes, I love this heron here, or egret. I'm not sure what kind of bird. No, that's a swan. Yeah, it feels watery enough. Like, these are feeling watery. And the Crone and Spirit of Cups. There's like this eel here. I love this. My God, that's a beautiful card. Her corset, though, is like seriously tight. Dang. This is a beautiful, so here we've got, this is King of Cups, right? I like them both. I feel like, I don't know, the way that I work with the court cards is like, it changes constantly. It's always something new. It's weird or traditional. I don't ever land on the same thing. So I can, if it's different, I'm like, oh, let's think about that, Whereas with other, like the majors, I may be a little bit more like kind of rigid in how I think of them, but I don't know. Maybe you guys tell me if you think I was being rigid. Okay, Ace of Swords. So we need air energy here for me. Feeling it here. Yeah, maybe. Feeling it here. Like, I guess I would have liked, these look like more like traditional swords, right? Not like the lightsabers, although they do have the glowy kind of energy. All right, Two of Swords. Interesting. It works. This works. Both work. Three of Swords, not too far off. Okay, so it's not a heart in this one. It's a rose and an eye crying. And the Three of Swords here is it's not a heart. It's like a bouquet of flowers as well. Interesting. Four of Swords. Neither of these read Four of Swords to me. Neither one. Neither. And winter, like this whole winter vibe, like either keep it in one suit. Like if you're going to do something seasonal, I would like for you to just keep it in one suit, maybe. Now I sound like harsh. Okay, Five of Swords stabbing through a heart as well. Why? What's going on? I don't know. The sword suit is my suit, right? Because I'm an air sign. So I don't know. I would have to read these as like with my own foundation. Six of Swords, I like this. And I like this, although this feels, yeah, this feels, this feels very different than every other image. Like she seems like she's coming from, this seems like a sci-fi science fiction book cover from the 60s, and nothing else in this deck feels like that. Right? Seven of Swords. That's very Waite Smith. That's very Pippish, so we can work with it. We can work with that. Eight of Swords. This is my birth decan card. I like it. I had to whisper. Because when things are, like when I like something a lot, it makes me whisper about it. Because it's like too overwhelming. I don't really love this one though. And then again, there's like too much plants going on in some of these cards. Nine of Swords. I'm feeling something here. I'm not sure what it is. But this is not doing it for me. Ten of Swords. What is going on with this rib cage? This is intriguing, and this is not so intriguing. Nymph. Okay, so now we're here at the courts for the sword suit. Maiden. So Page of Swords. I'm loving this, like these birds and this like orb. I would probably want to track through like where the orbs are, where the light is, if I'm like trying to embrace the universe and unfold my myth. I would want to figure out what my myth is in this light. And oh, I love these are shaped in a heart. This is beautiful. Witch of Swords, so Knight of Swords. Okay. This heart is on fire. Warrior of Swords. There's like a comet or something. Queen of Swords. Damn. I love this card. She is so... She's a little bit young for Queen of Swords, though, for me. But that's okay. I like her. Just the look on the face. This is okay for Queen of Swords, too. I like the butterflies going on. This Crone of Swords is fantastic. This is just a beautifully composed piece of art. Like, I mean, sorry to point it out, like not safe for work guys, or not, you know, safe for, not family friendly, but like that her boob is like half revealed here, like the nipple you can see in this corset, and then this hair and the bird in the hair and like the face, like this is giving me just everything in terms of a piece of art. And that it's also the Crone of Swords or King of Swords, you know, corresponding is like, this is just all you want from a tarot card, you know? This is a really cool one as well. Like not as good for me as this one, but I like it. I really like all this like floaty butterfly energy too. And now the eyes are glowing. I'm not sure if I saw eyes glowing in other characters in this deck. Ace of okay, so now we're Pentacles. All right, so let's get back down to earth. See if we can, because that's what I need the Pentacles to do for me. Take us back down to the ground. Except that's a lotus. And those are those birds? No, what are those? Is that Pegasus? No, what are those? Oh gosh, I can't see. Crystals? Rocks? I thought they were wings. Oh my god, my old eyes. Okay, Two of Pentacles. This feels very thothy because we have the yin yang, which appears on the Two of Pentacles. And then the Two of Pentacles, this is very Waite Smith, so I can work. And then there's Saturn. Yeah, because it's, yeah. Oh, why? You guys, do I not know my decans? This is making me sad. No, it's Jupiter. Jupiter and Capricorn. Oh, okay. Three of Pentacles. I love a triangle on the threes. Always love a triangle. Love the stacking of these different geometric figures. This works for me quite a bit. This is not giving me Three of Pentacles. I'm very, like, this is like the kind of thing that I just find disappointing in this deck. This too. I mean, this isn't the best either for Four of Pentacles in my mind. Five of Pentacles. I don't get this. And this I feel like I'd be working with symbolism here for Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. I like this card a lot. I've gotten this card a lot. So I've read through the guidebook and I've worked with it. This one, this feels Six of Pentacles vibes. Yeah, sure. Seven. So, okay, all right. Explain to me, Lucy. Why? Is there a bird in here or not? This whole deck has tons of animal energy everywhere else. And then when you have a card that is, you know, traditionally has a bird in it, and then you don't put a bird in it, why? I don't understand, creator. I don't understand. Although it's very beautiful. Okay, I love this one. So this is Saturn. This is Saturn. So that makes sense. I love a cow. I love a cow. I love when cows just pop up in tarot. It's just like, I like it. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. And this, I love this image though. So I feel like I just want to read about it and think about it and draw connections. And that I'm okay with. Like, it doesn't need to be like Thoth or, oh my God, you guys, did I mess up? I was yelling at the Seven of Pentacles, acting like it was the Nine of Pentacles. Wasn't I? I was totally thinking Nine of Pentacles when I was looking at this. Oopsie. Okay, so there is the birdie. So, okay, we forgive you. I just totally went off on a rant. And I was meaning the Nine of Pentacles. So, all right, so sorry about that. But still, I guess maybe I was confused just by the image because it doesn't read Seven of Pentacles either, in my defense. Okay. Nine of Pentacles here, though. I guess it would just... I guess I would need to read up on that too. Although I really love the green backgrounds here. Uh-oh, now somebody's like using power tools outside. We're almost done. 10 of Pentacles. Love to see the Tree of Life here. Don't see it here. So, but still, it could work as, you know, it works. It works like, I like this. I feel like I would want the whole deck to do something in this kind of vein. Although, I'm not sure, like, there's crystals in some of these and not others. I just don't know. Okay, so now we're at the courts and we're about done. So Maiden of Pentacles, Nymph of Pentacles. This is like barnacles, though, or like coral reef. That's interesting. It's a really interesting choice. Maiden of Pentacles, so blooms and green and earthy stuff. That seems right. Warrior of Pentacles, this is awesome. This is a great Knight of Pentacles. I love this choice with the armor and the bison. That works. The Witch of Pentacles. Oh, there's a unicorn. I think there's another unicorn in the swords. All right. The Queen. Yes. A bunny. A bunny works. And all the animals around her, that works for me in both cases. And finally, we have the Spirit of Pentacles. Did I not notice if all of the figures have these glowing eyes that are the Spirit one? But this is very, like, all these blooms, that's wonderful. And, like, this is perfect. Like, these are really, these make sense to me for their card. Okay. I mean, like, takeaways right now at this moment, I think I just, you know, like, need to sit and process how I feel about, like, all these different things that I'm bringing up. So, like, it's a little bit of, like, have I changed my mind about rehoming this deck? Or have I changed my mind about how I work with this deck? Do I want to work with them together? I think it's just, I've just found myself asking more questions. Are these decks doing what they are purporting to do on the box? Does that matter? Maybe not. Like, I'm the type of person that I think, like, I will let it take me where it wants to take me, or I will also try to, like, go into and read what the creator and artist intended, to see how I feel about that as well. I don't know if they're, doing like a bait and switch type of thing. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe it's because we have so many different decks to choose from that we are, categorizing our decks for these specific purposes. This is what I said to my friend, is that, like, I've named a shelf the special purpose shelf, because I am looking toward, because I have so many different decks to choose from, I'm looking for specific decks to do specific jobs. And I don't think that's new, right? I just think that what is new is the plethora of decks to choose from. And so when a deck markets itself, or when a publisher, because these are both mass market, so I think that's more to do with the publishing necessarily than the creator. When a deck is marketing itself as a particular thing, and you're buying it for that particular thing, then you might be disappointed if it doesn't do that particular thing. Whereas I'm just out here exploring everything. So I feel like I'm more forgiving when it comes to things like that. Although I didn't sound very forgiving of the Intuitive Night Goddess when I was looking at it yesterday or last night in my deck collection and declutter. Anyway, I've been here rambling at you for some time. I should probably go do laundry and stuff. But yeah, this is just, me thinking out loud, and let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking right now that I might want to work with these decks together and see what happens. Yeah. Well, maybe, how long is this? Maybe I should just pull some cards from each one and see what happens. Let's do that. Okay, so we're just going to quickly pull maybe one card for each deck and see, like, what do you have to say to each other? What do you have to say to each other and to us that are interested, me and anybody who's watching this? What do you have to say to us to help us kind of navigate these waters of, like, working with this goddess energy, and what that means? Like, what are you trying to do? What do you want to be? Like, who are you? Who are you? And how can I work with that? Who are you and how can I work with that? Maybe I'll have to pull 2 cards per. And it's more like an interview spread, which is funny to do with decks that I've worked with. So who are you, and how do you want to work with me? Or what do you want to reveal? Who are you and what do you want to reveal? Let's do that. And then we'll see what the other one says. Okay, so who are you and what do you want to reveal from the Intuitive Night Goddess? And let's grab my girl, which I've used a lot. And it's funny because it's so weird to like use a deck and then like, oops, and then do like a walkthrough of it, because you see things that you didn't see when you were working with it. I need to shuffle these good because they were in order. Little card shuffling ASMR. I need to do this in 2 pieces because, see, this deck is just a hair too big for me. All right, so Goddess of Love Tarot. Now we need to know, like, who are you and what do you want to reveal? And then we'll see how they kind of work together. Who are you and what do you want to reveal? What do you want to do for me, us? Who are you? What do you want to reveal? Who are you? What do you want to reveal? Okay. So let's go with these 2 first. So who are you? Okay. Potential. Who are you? 4 of Swords. Interesting. And what do you want to reveal? The 2 of Swords. What do you want to reveal? The 5 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I'm already, my brain is buzzing with answers for myself in particular. So it feels to me like the intuitive night goddess is telling me that like I am, that she is, that this deck is all about like that, you know, taking the leap, right? Taking the next step forward, and it's really a learning journey. That's what this feels like here. It's like a learning journey. It's like stepping out into this unknown learning journey. And it's how it's going to reveal itself is it's going to like show me like paths. It's going to take me down these specific paths. That's what I think it's saying here. And the Goddess of Love Tarot, like, who are you? This feels like this is like a respite. I guess that's what I'm reading here, because it's very much like reading to me like Thoth, like a truce, like the truce card, in that it's like a break. It's these, you know, this like this port in the storm sort of energy. So like that, and that is what the Goddess of Love Tarot acts as for me. It's very much a like a port in the storm. So it's very much a place where I can like, my mind can slow down, because my mind works overtime a lot. And how will you reveal yourself? So you're going to stab me through the heart. Oh no. No, I'm doing a lot of like, so in order for me, this is what this is saying to me, because what I'm using the Goddess of Love Tarot for is this Mary Magdalene work to get into my body. And so in order for me to get down from the clouds, from my headspace, into my body, I have to feel my emotions, and I have to feel the pain of my emotions, where I kind of ignore things like that, compartmentalize and deny, and like put things in little boxes and put them away. And in order for me to get into my body, I have to feel. And so that's what this is telling me I need to do. 2 very different things, right? 2 very different things. So I'm not sure that they want to work together. It doesn't really feel like they want to work together, but I'm not entirely sure that I'm gonna part with this intuitive night goddess tarot now. So that question is still up in the air. If you want to find out, you can continue watching my deck collection and declutter series. Okay, that's it for me, you guys. I have talked at you for a very long time. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.